First reading. A reading from the first book of Samuel, chapter 1, verses 9 to 20. When they had finished eating in the room, Hannah got up and stood before Yahweh. Eli, the priest, was sitting on his seat by the doorpost of the temple of Yahweh. In the bitterness of her soul, she prayed to Yahweh with many tears, and she made this vow: Yahweh Sabbath, should you contains to notice the humiliation of your servant, and keep her in mind instead of disregarding your servant, and give her a boy. I will give him to Yahweh for the whole of his life, and no razor shall ever touch his head. While she went on praying to Yahweh, Eli was watching her mouth, for Hannah was speaking under her breath. Her lips were moving, but her voice could not be heard, and Eli thought that she was drunk. Eli said, How much longer are you going to stay drunk? Get rid of your wine. No, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman in great trouble. I have not been drinking wine or strong drink. I am pouring out my soul before Yahweh. Do not take your servant for a worthless woman. All this time I have been speaking from the depth of my grief and my resentment. Eli then replied, Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant what you have asked of him. To which she said, May your servant find favor in your sight. With that, the woman went away. She began eating and was dejected no longer. They got up early in the morning and, after worshipping Yahweh, set out and went home to Ramah. Elkanah lay with his wife Hannah, and Yahweh remembered her. Hannah conceived and in due course gave birth to a son, whom she named Samuel, since she said, I asked Yahweh for him. This is the word of Lord. Thanks be to God. A reading from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 1, verses 21 to 28. They went as far as Capernaum, and at once on the Sabbath he went into the synagogues and began to teach. And his teaching made a deep impression on them because, unlike the scribes, he taught them with authority. And at once in their synagogues there was a man with an unclean spirit, and he shouted, What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God. But Jesus rebuked it, saying, Be quiet, come out of him. And the unclean spirit threw the man into convulsions, and with a loud cry went out of him. The people were so astonished that they started asking one another what it all means, saying, Here is a teaching that is new and with authority behind it. He gives orders even to unclean spirits, and they obey him. And his reputation at once spread everywhere through all the surrounding Galilean countryside.